What is going on? It is your boy, Preston Fat Samurai Guy, back again with another episode. It's been a while of cult classic reviews. Yeah, it has been a long time since I did the last episode, but I only can do cult classic movie reviews with certain people. You know what I mean? People that understand the genre, people that understand, movies that are they're so bad but yet good at the
Yes.
same time, right? So
Yes.
he is back again. That's right. It's been a while, but the immortal. That's right. John Hancock is here back.
It's been a
hanging out.
while.
Yeah, man. It's been a while.
No,
Hanging
sorry.
out with your boy in the movie dojo. And the last time, brother, you were here, we had an absolute blast reviewing No Escape, starring Ray Liotta. If you guys have not seen our review on this, we break it down in detail. We show clips. It's an epic review. Please check it out. I'll put a link in the description box below so you guys can check out that review. But welcome back, man. How you been?
I've been great. Really excited about talking about this movie, which is a recent discovery for me. I would say this is not a movie that I knew about. And then my friends talked about it. I saw it. Then I saw the riff tracks, which we'll talk about.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
And really, part of there's just if you have a lot of stress in your life, or if you just want to kind of like ease into something fun, and maybe you don't have a lot of money, you can watch this on Tubi, the riff tracks version.
Right.
Holy cow. These are the types of movies that I love, just getting with friends.
Oh yeah.
And laughing your ass off, because this is a watcher too. Like this movie's bad, but you can watch it and laugh. And then it's surprising too. So this movie has a lot of twists in it.
Yeah. I didn't see coming either the first time I watched this back in the day. Welcome back to the channel, man. And the last cult, I think one of my favorite up to this point cult classic review videos was Lady Terminator. John, have you seen this?
I don't know if I've seen Lady Terminator.
This movie is batshit insane and amazing at the same time.
I'm writing it down. Write
it down, man.
Is this on Tubi? Is this on Tubi?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. I'll find it. I'll get it on DVD or VHS.
Yeah, it's on DVD on Amazon Prime.
Okay, Amazon Prime. Okay, Lady Terminator.
Yeah. Or Amazon. You could buy it on DVD. Shout out to the Radical one, Radical Reggie. Me and him reviewed that way back in the day, and it's an epic review. I'll put that in the link so everybody can watch that too. But yeah, man, it's great to have you here. And we are talking about 1983. You're the Hunter from the future.
Yes.
That's right. I don't know if you guys knew this, but it's Yours World, and he's the man. Okay. He's the man. That's right. Yes. So my introduction, before I even came across this movie, my introduction to the great Reb Brown was from one of the greatest Mystery Science Theater episodes of all time called Space Mutiny.
Oh, yes.
And that was our introduction to him. And it is one of the funniest episodes in history. What was your introduction to Reb Brown? Was it that episode?
Yeah, absolutely. And that is the definite way to be introduced to Reb Brown. And on a side note, this is what I think Reb Brown's a cross of. You can agree or disagree, and definitely people watching this video in the comments, you can put this. Okay, I think Reb Brown is a cross between Jeff Daniels of Dumb and Dumber, Harry, and Scott Bakula, Sam Beckett of Quantum Leap. So if Jeff Daniels and Scott Bakula had a baby, it would be Reb Brown.
Yeah, I could see that. But just put some steroids in there. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
he's all natural.
With a little bit of Conan, with a little bit of Arnold.
But yeah, right in the beginning, we hear this theme song. And first of all, I was like, what? I was like, what is Reb Brown with this goofy looking wig, looking like a caveman? What is this movie? I click on the movie, and right at the beginning, you get this catchy song, singing about it's Yours World, he's the man. And then you get introduced to Reb Brown's character coming down, kind of frolicking down the hill with his little axe. And I'm just like, oh, we're in for it. This is going to be hilarious. This is going to be fun.
So were they trying to go with like Flash Gordon? Flash Gordon's release date was what year?
Let's see.
Like to me, that intro had kind of the Flash Gordon clean vibe.
I'm
right?
gonna find it right now. Yeah, yes. Let me check. Right,
That's the first thing.
you nailed
Discount.
it. You
Okay.
you nailed it. Flash Gordon came out in 1980.
Okay. So
Yeah. So
but
yeah.
it
Okay.
had that kind of like
Yeah.
the intro's like, what the heck am I watching? Because you're not getting caveman vibes watching the intro.
Pretty
It,
much. No, that's a great point. Yeah, Flash Gordon came out in 1980. That's probably what they were going for. Obviously, Star Wars and all that stuff. But I had no idea any of that was coming later.
yeah.
When
No,
I first watched the movie,
yeah.
I was like, "What is this music?" And we have like this opening action sequence which was adorable.
Oh yes.
This was adorable. You have the Triceratops fight here, and Yor's gonna come in there because he's the man. It's his world, and we need to eat. We need some Triceratops burgers. So he goes to town, kills it, and then he turns to the camera and screams. At this point, I don't think we've heard him talk yet.
No.
So when he yells, I was like, wait a minute, that's not Reb Brown's voice. Wait, hold on a second. And for those of you that are watching right now, if you've never heard the real Reb Brown's voice, here's a little taste for you. Yeah, that's the real Reb right there. Yeah, that's the real voice. So I'm pretty, he has a very, when he gets really animated, his voice goes up a notch. It's a very high pitched voice. So they're probably like, all right, we gotta dub him. We gotta dub him some bootleg Lionel voice because he had this voice throughout the movie. I am your, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I was just like, I think this movie would have scored a lot more points with me if they kept Reb's real voice. It would have made it even more fun. But yeah.
On a side
Reb
note,
hilarious.
He is a black belt. Do you believe on the trivia he is like martial artist or something? He did a lot of his own stunts.
I believe it.
And so digging into this a little bit, he did most of his own stunts and lost some weight because of that. Because essentially, he was a multi-use man, but
Right.
I do believe he's a black belt in at least 2 martial arts.
Nice. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, he's obviously in good shape in this movie. Yeah. He's pretty cut, and
it's the slimmest I think we've seen him, huh? Because usually he's a lot thicker, a lot bulkier, and a lot buffer in a lot of his movies. Especially Strike Commando. Though. Yeah. Have you seen Strike Commando?
Yes, I have.
That's
another good movie.
If that's not number 1 for Reb, it's top 5.
Yeah, Strike and another watchable one. That's like Discount Commando, correct?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. With a little bit of Rambo thrown in there.
Yes.
Oh yeah. But Strike Commando is a lot of fun, guys. And what was it? Robo War? I think that was another one. That was like a RoboCop and Predator ripoff in a way.
Yes, I've seen Robo War as well.
Yeah, that was fun to watch.
And Strike Commando. These are all movies that are bad, but they're watchable. And if you like bad movies that you can watch, because there's bad movies that just aren't good at all to watch.
Yeah.
And then there's bad movies like these that we're recommending that you can grab some popcorn, get some friends together, and laugh your ass off. It's just enjoyable. Both Strike Commando and Robo War are both fully watchable.
You can even enjoy Howling 2 if you want. That's enjoyable too.
Yeah. So Robo War is Discount Predator, if I remember correctly.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of Discount Predator in that. With the one-liners, everything's in there, man.
That's good. That's a good movie.
Yeah, that one's definitely a lot of fun. But yeah, bringing up these suggestions and recommendations from me and John is important for you guys to understand, because the worst, John, I'm sure you can agree with me, the worst type of B movie is when it's boring.
Yes.
That's when it's just like, all right,
I'm out.
I'm gonna flip off the movie. I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna go away.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about it has a low budget. Oh, the acting's maybe not that great. Oh, this and that and that. This we're fine with that. As long as we're having a good time, that's not the problem. But if the movie's pacing is terrible, if it's boring, you lost us.
No action, no dialogue, no setting, not
Yeah.
funny. So like you can be unintentionally funny and be
Right.
worth it. And Yor has a few moments, and we can get to that are unintentionally funny as shit. And I watched it just last night to review it, and I was laughing a couple times, like, oh no, they just didn't do that. They did. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But for those of you that are watching, the brief plot synopsis for Yor, if you haven't seen it, and this is spoiler talk, we're talking spoilers. It's okay with this one.
Yeah.
It's fine. Plot synopsis: a warrior seeks his true origins in a seemingly prehistoric wasteland at first. So again, I thought this was like a caveman movie and whatnot.
Yeah, Land of the Lost.
Right. Right. He kills some dinosaurs. Everybody parties hearty, celebrates. We have the lovely Kala here, played by Corinne Clary, who was she had to give up. She had to get up and give Yor some bedroom eyes here while she's dancing. And you know what's funny about that scene? If you watch that scene, I think that's the only scene where they didn't dub Reb, because he's sitting there like, yeah, this is great, yeah, woo, yeah. Like it's totally not the other guy. So when he's like cheering and he's like excited, you know, that she's dancing and everyone's partying, he's like, yeah. It's like, okay, they just left him. They left his real voice there.
And there's some funny like love triangle stuff in this. Like she, she has to fight hard to get Yor's approval, and that's when this movie kind of takes a turn. So the other funny thing too about this movie is when Yor meets new people, he destroys them unintentionally. So like he meets this caveman clan,
right,
and then like eventually their entire village gets like taken, and it moves on. There's other people he meets, and essentially he ruins their like living quarters and civilization, and it's kind of funny. Like
he's supposed to be the hero, but
but like if you watch this through, you're like, wait a minute, he's like unintentionally destroying everything the people he's meeting, including people. Like, so he meets another girl. And that's when he gets
Roa here.
So he meets Roa, and she's like some goddess, right? With like some,
it's like the sand people kind of crew.
Yeah. Like discount sand people,
right?
Worshiping her as a goddess. And then like he floods their land, or like they flood their land, and so like because it kill them all, or what? I mean, it's like so then she goes with them. But that does not make his original cave girl happy.
Oh no, she was pissed. She was pissed. She was not having it at all.
And she and it gets her so pissed that she wants to kill her.
Pretty much, as you do.
And so like she attempts to kill her, but then we got to talk about the blue meanies from outer space, the purple people eaters, or whatever, the Planet of the Apes purple edition, or whatever the hell you want to call them.
Right.
Funny as shit. They're like these, like, I don't know, like apes. They're like ape caveman people, but they dyed purple or blue or both.
Yeah, it was weird. It was kind of what happened was like right after this is when this village got attacked by these caveman guys. And then like the leader was basically telling them, hey, save yourself. Pag is her kind of like surrogate dad. And save yourself and Kala and go with Yor. And then they leave. Then they run into Roa here and the sand people. And before, again, like you said, another civilization getting destroyed, I gotta give credit for Reb and the stuntmen here, because this is a real flaming sword he's waving around in these fights. And you could tell he's being very careful with it. but still, it's real fire, man. There's no CGI back then.
And I don't know if it was him, but looking at some of the details from the film, I think he got hit in the face. Someone got hit in the face with one of the weapons and had either he had a swollen face for a day, but he was doing a lot of his own stunts.
Yeah. Wow.
Which, whether you're playing with safe weapons or not, you can get your butt kicked on set if you're not careful.
Oh yeah, especially with real fire. Yeah, so I think what happened, they bonded because he realized they were from the same race. She had the same medallion on.
Yeah.
And then that's what she ended up going with them on their journey. And then we have our little love triangle here. But she gets Yor first. She gets him first. She's like, hey, Yor, you turned me on. I never felt this way before with another man. And
so the original Squeeze doesn't like it, tries to kill her, but then the
caveman guys come back.
The blue, purple cave people come in, bonk her on the head.
Yeah.
And she gets bonked, and she's like, dying with her blood. And she's like, I want one last kiss. And of course, Yor's like, oh, heck yeah, I'm going to kiss you.
Yeah.
and it's funny because, she doesn't make it.
Right.
And then Kala then puts a flower on her, it's funny. One of the funniest lines in Riff Tracks is they make a reference to This Is Spinal Tap when they see the tomb of the gal. It looks like this is the prop from Spinal Tap. That's one of the funniest lines. It was so funny. I was laughing.
Stonehenge.
Yeah, Stonehenge little icon on her tomb. Yeah. And of course, she's now remorseful now that she's dead.
Right.
Not really.
Yeah.
But
I was a little disappointed when the caveman guys came back and they fought again, and then just a little bit. It's a nitpick of Yor fighting the leader. It was just like, all right, I'm done. I'm gonna grab a rock, hit you over the head. Okay, you're done. All right, next scene. Let's go.
There's one thing I do like in this film is like dead people going off cliffs and into the water.
Yeah.
It doesn't look totally fake. It's like B movie bad, but like I'm glad they did that because it's like there's a couple scenes where it's like, oh, that person's dead and they're going in the lake and it's dead, and I don't know, I like it. It kind of works for me. The battle scenes are pretty cheesy, but not. It's not terrible, but it's not great.
Right.
But yeah, definitely, you can tell that Reb has some skills.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so
for sure.
Yeah, so
he's the original Captain America. That's right. I don't know if you knew that.
Captain America. He's in the second film, right? He's in both?
There were like 2 little TV specials, and he played Captain America. If you guys haven't seen that, it's hilarious.
Oh, those are rough. Those are rough. Yeah, with his little motorcycle, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's so much fun. It's so funny. But anyway, now we're in a new civilization that Reb's about to ruin. Yeah. And I love how as soon as he shows up, the leader of this civilization is like, hey, you're awesome, man. It's your world and you're the man. So, hey, why don't you have my daughter as a gift? There you go, buddy.
It was like his daughter or something. And my culture. Yeah. And it's like, man, you just like his original Squeeze getting screwed. And so it's like, you can tell she's like, And, but, he turns her down.
Yeah.
Because he saves her from another rubber lizard. There's like a rubber lizard. They're on the beach and they're protecting his family, and they save the fight from like another lizard attack. Looks about as good as the first one. Yep.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah.
So, but kind of crazy. So they go to the second civilization and they find, this is where then the movie just goes yoink.
Oh, yeah. It goes off the rails, but in a good way. Yeah. And even I was like, what is going on? Was that, we have lasers now?
Yeah.
Shooting at the village, blowing it up? What is going on here?
So he found like an audio recording device or something.
Yeah.
And they don't know what it is. And then it starts, the overlord starts shooting at the at the city or like something like I don't know if it activated that. But long story short, the entire shoreline new civilization gets burned to crisp.
Yeah.
And people die, and then they turn to Yor and they're like, "Oh, have our last remaining boat that was my dad's. It's our last remaining resource. You can have it on your journey. We don't need it at all because we have nothing left."
Yeah. Yeah, and at first, before that even happened, the daughter was like, "Hey, you're our new leader, right?" And Yor's like, "Nah, I'm sorry. I got other things to do. I can't hang out here. I have my own journey. Sorry." But yeah, they give them the boat and they continue their journey. But then at some point, that's right, a whole bunch of dark helmets show
Oh my
up.
gosh. That's yes. It's dark helmet crossed with Vader.
Yes. Oh
Crossed
yeah.
with something terrible.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
I do have to mention, in a previous scene when he's fighting the blue caveman or
Right.
evil caveman,
Yeah.
we got to talk about the hang glider. The hang
Oh
glider.
my god! I can't believe I skipped over that.
We got to talk about that.
This is I'm going to show it, and then we can talk about it afterwards. But everybody watching right now, prepare yourself for one of the greatest movie scenes in cinema history.
Yeah.
Check it out.
That was rad.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
Bring in that Discount Queen song.
Yes.
And show that.
Yeah. For those of you that have just seen that and have no idea what just happened, let's break it down. Okay. All right. The caveman kidnapped a girl. Yor's on the outside with Pag looking up. All right. There's a creature of the night, a beast of the night. He takes it down with the arrow. It tries to get up. He goes over there and hits it over the head with a rock, grounds and pounds it, and then picks it up and uses it as a hang glider and flies down and drop kicks a caveman. Again, it's one of the greatest. I'm not bullshitting either. It's one of the greatest scenes I've ever seen in movie history.
Yeah. One of the two really funny moments in this film where I was like, did that just happen? And they brought in that cheesy song, and it was like, oh my gosh, so rad.
Yeah. I'm so glad I can't believe I almost forgot to show that. But
I had to bring it up. I'm just like,
oh my god,
and I was just like, oh my gosh, that's
so good. It's so good. I have to show it again. This is why I do what I do, baby. This is why I got my man John here, so we can talk about movies like this. It's all about.
And he threw the fire sword, I think, in that fight scene. Was that it? Or was it the previous?
I think it was the sand.
People?
Yeah, it was the sand people. Okay. Yeah, because he took it out of their little altar there before they sacrificed him and used it on them. But oh man, again, I don't think in the history of movies that scene's ever happened in any other film. I think this is the only movie that happened.
So then it like turns into like a mini Castaway scene. So like, okay, so he like ruins another civilization.
Yeah.
And then they're on a boat.
Right.
And then like it's a terrible storm. And essentially the boat like disintegrates. So like they take this most prized possession of the coast people, and then it gets completely disintegrated. So he's on the shore, and then this is where the movie just like kind of like takes a weird turn, because then you see like this monitor watching him, and then it just like turns into like a really bad version of Star Wars. With that, you got Discount Vader, or you got like some generic wannabe Star Wars with a laser block connected to their hand. It's like if Darth Vader combined with Dollar Tree and a bad Lego a knockoff Lego set, and that's
I got to say the line. I got to say the line though. Evil will always triumph over good because good is dumb.
Yes.
Yep. I had to do the old Spaceballs line.
That's
I had to do
awesome.
it. But yeah, they get the drop on him, and you find out later that the Overlord,
Yeah.
the Overlord, who looks like, what is he, like some Sidious meets Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, he's a little bit of Skeletor from Masters of the Universe movie.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Not as good, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. But yeah, he wants to rule the world.
Yeah.
And he wants to basically take him and his girl, use them to breed a new species and pick at their brains to create a better version of Dark Helmets, basically. Because the Dark Helmet guys, they just do what they're told, but he wants smart, intellectual Dark Helmet guys, androids, if you will. And meanwhile, on the outside, our girl here and Pag, who's going to become the MVP later. Pag becomes the MVP later of the movie.
Yeah.
And they run into these people. John, talk about these people.
Oh, I don't know. So that guy's like, I don't know. He's kind of like your older Obi-Wan Kenobi, but blind. And so he's like, part of their, like, so he's being controlled by the Overlord. And the Overlord's like told this race all these things about the overworld that they can't go out and explore because it's still radioactive. So they've been lied to. Yeah. And so they've been plotting a way of taking over the Overlord for a long time. Yeah. And so when Yor shows up, then they kind of decide to move forward with their plan. And you have like
the revolution.
Yes, you have good, like, and then it becomes like Buck Rogers meets maybe a little Battlestar Galactica with some Star Wars. It definitely had that Buck Rogers, like, I don't know, like the noises of the laser fire.
Oh, and, for sure.
Green lasers versus red lasers. What's kind of funny though is Yor's never seen a gun, and neither has anybody else.
Yeah,
so they can just pick up and just start picking people off like there's just some. I guess he's a skilled warrior, but he's never shot a gun before. But he's like, just picks it up, and he's just and all of them are just killing everybody. It's so funny.
Well, it's his world, and he's the man. And this is where I was getting the Space Mutiny vibes with all these like railings and kind of bootleg modern day warehouse shooting in the warehouse setting here. I was definitely getting it. But we have our lasers, we have our martial arts, we have good old Reb, doing some pro wrestling moves, which is always warranted. See right here, what? Like I can hear his voice. I wish they kept his real voice. But we have to talk about Pag being the MVP,
the hero.
I'm gonna talk about the scene, and then I'm gonna play the clip.
Oh,
you know which scene I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. So they had to reenact like kind of the Luke and Leia swing across. They had to they're setting a detonation.
Yeah.
And so they're going back and forth. And so they had to figure out how's this going to work. And so the editing is just, he is obviously an acrobat.
Right.
And he
obviously
he has gymnast acrobatic skills that we did not know about.
Didn't know.
And do you have the scene?
I got the clip. I'm going to play it right here.
We have to see this to believe it.
All right, here we go.
This is another funny ass part of this film, and it's a must see.
Check it out, guys. Just
MVP.
This movie brings out the Italian in you that you didn't know you had.
Yeah, so he just flips because he just can do that, right? I mean, that part was so funny because it's like it's obviously trying to like reenact that Luke and Leia swing across, but no, they had to up it a notch and have some gymnast skills added to it
from Pag.
Pag.
Out of all people from Pag.
Yeah.
And I have a still shot. I have a still shot of this, which makes it even more glorious. Check this out, John. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
baby. Look at them. Look at them action figures right there. I
Yeah.
love it. I love.
That's awesome. Love it.
Oh, so good. So good. I think even Yor was surprised. The character was like, wow, Pag. All right.
Yeah. I mean, that's the part where it's like, okay, that's really funny. And I'm
Yeah. Like
yeah,
really
it's just
funny.
weird. So they the goal is to like take out the Overlord.
Yeah.
They fight. It's pretty. And the nice thing about this movie that makes it watchable is it doesn't chug. It's like
No.
you kind of it's especially watching it for the first time. You're like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? It gets you curious on where it's going to go from there. So they get in a fight. Overlord gets involved. He gets maimed. He gets stabbed with what did they stab him with? It was a
right here is one of these poles. Well, yours. Let's see. There we go. Space Mutiny classic railing kill.
Yeah.
There you go. Guy going over the railing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he gets close and grabs one of those poles and gets him with it. But before that, before he gets the pole and impales him with it, basically, the evil Overlord whips out the Nintendo Power Glove.
Oh yeah, yes.
It's so bad. Yeah, he whips that out and just blinds Yor for a little bit.
Yeah, it was kind of a lame weapon. It's like, wait, I'm going to stop you with my light.
Was that their attempt at bootleg Sidious lightning attack?
Yeah.
Is that what they were doing? Wow.
Yeah. The discount toy can't do lightning, but we can put a light in my hand.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah. It was just like, it was kind of weird. It's like, what, you're stopping him because it's too bright? I mean, it was lame.
To the hand.
Like, what the hell is up with the little, like, the shield? Like it was just, I don't know. It just,
I don't know.
The costume was a little bit lacking.
Yes. Yeah. It was discount, like a lot of things in this film. Yeah. But like, I thought maybe he was going to blind him for like a second. Yeah. And then come with a weapon or something.
Yeah, blind him
just
like
Big Trouble ran away
or something.
Yeah, but yeah, they all escape. Our Overlord stayed alive for a while there after being impaled. He tried to stop the detonation. Place explodes. Everybody gets away, and the movie sets up for a sequel that I don't think happened.
No, and the funny thing is, guess who's flying that ship?
It's Yor.
It's Yor. Because he knows how to fly too. He knows how to fire guns. He knows how to do it all.
Yeah. Why? Because it's his world and he's the man. Yeah. That's why. But yeah, they kind of hinted that he, his father, was intelligent and stuff like that. And he got killed earlier and he was kind of like the next in line. They were trying to hint at some kind of royalty with Yor. Even when it ends, even when the movie ends, they have that narration like Yor and friends then flew off into space, flew off into other civilizations, and he used his technology to help them live a better life. But we never got a sequel to see that happen. But they clearly set up for a sequel there. But that is Yor, son.
That is Yor. Couple side note facts. So it was additional content. So they took the movie and they broke it up into like a mini TV series. So the American version, which I do not know what Tubi version it is, there is an extended Italian version of this film. Because what they did is they took footage and they added additional footage, I think, and made a mini TV series. Also, the other fact is that the movie is based on, I do believe, a foreign comic book.
Oh, okay.
And the Star Wars part was added in the film. So it's like they kind of like anything, like many movies where like it's based on something, then we're gonna do our own thing.
Right. That sounds about right. Wow, I didn't know that. Look at that. Got some cool facts for
little facts. And then I'm sure in the comments people fill me in about that.
Let us know in the comments if there's anything we missed or some other cool Easter eggs or fun facts. But speaking of fun facts, on the Blu-ray, that's right, this deserved a goddamn Blu-ray.
Absolutely.
On the Blu-ray, I have to listen to this, John. On the Blu-ray, Reb Brown himself That's right. Does audio commentary.
Awesome.
So I have to listen to this. I did not know this. So that's going to be a blast to listen to. But yeah, good old Reb. But yeah, man, this was phenomenal. That's right, the Hunter from the future. Just for fun, we don't really do ratings here, but just for fun, we have the 3 tiers. Let's do this. Is it the lowest tier? Complete garbage, boring, no redeemable value whatsoever. Do you consider it a cult film status tier? Or, which is still good, it's cult film status, or cult classic status? Where are you going to put your John?
I'm going to put it in the middle. Yeah. And part of that is like, when I put like cult classic, I think of like Big Trouble Little China, Escape from New York. But this is totally watchable.
Yeah.
And actually it works as a film. It flows. It doesn't make a lot of sense, no, but it's entertaining. I've seen it for the second time. I could easily watch it for a third or fourth time. I put this in the category of like, it's so bad it works, but it's so out there. I haven't really seen a combination of like Land of the Lost and Star Wars in one film.
No.
Some decent fight scenes. I'm going to put mid-tier.
Yeah. No, that's about right, because it does have a cult following. There are fans for this movie out there. So yeah, and I mean, come on, it got a Blu-ray release. There's a lot of there's a lot of movies that they're not even on Blu-ray, but it made the cut. That's right. Yeah, definitely thumbs up.
Yeah.
I got to hear this audio commentary. But yeah, this was an absolute blast, brother. Oh yeah, for sure. I love doing these kind of videos with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. But before we wrap it up for today, is there anything you'd like to say to your fans and followers?
I just want to, I appreciate just all the love and support I've received. And if you want more about video game videos, just check out John Hancock Retro. I'm on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, mostly on YouTube. I do occasional shorts. I do occasional TikTok, but I'm mostly on YouTube. And you can check me out there. And it's just an absolute blast whenever I have the honor of coming on Fat Samurai Guy's channel and talking movies. I love him as a person, and I love just talking movies, man. So I'd love to just do movies anytime you want me. So,
yeah, man. We're going to be back. We'll do more of these cult classic reviews, definitely. But yeah, links are in the description box below, guys. So you can subscribe to the immortal John Hancock. And you got a video game out right now.
Several. Yeah, I've done several, published several video games. But yeah, on the Evercade, you can check out my game till the end of May. But it's on Sega Genesis. I offer digital ROMs if you play on emulator on itch.io.
Yeah.
I offer my games that I publish. Atari, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Game Boy Advance. I have a Jaguar version you can play on emulator. It's free to download. I have a 7800 version. I'm working on a television version of Block'em Sock'em right now.
Wow.
With more games to come.
That's epic. You had me at Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
You had me at Sega Genesis. I'm in. Yeah. How cool was that? Congratulations, man. Get more John Hancock games out there representing the genre. But all you badasses watching, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Old Samurai Guy. Share this video out. We've actually been wanting to review this since almost 2 years now. I think way last year.
Yeah.
We've been wanting to review this. We finally got around to
it. Blast. It's and you watch it on Tubi. Hey, if you don't have a lot of money, go to Tubi where you can watch the Riff Tracks version.
Yes. It's
and they do a
funnier.
Great job. They do a great job with this one.
Oh yeah. But yeah, this is a blast, brother. John, don't go anywhere. But all you badasses, you know what you need to do. Hit that like button, subscribe, share all the good stuff. And just for funsies, you know I got to show it one more time. I had to do it. All right, everybody. Thank you so much.